Hello everyone and welcome back to Faithful to the Traitors, where we are covering the Traitors Island and we are on episode 2. I am your host with the most, Ben Andrews.
For God's sake.
That's right, Ben Andrews, a mix of Ben and Andrew of Traitors Ireland Series 1 cast.
Hello, I'm Alex. Hope you're all well. Hope you're still with us.
We are on a strict time limit because Charlie the cat producer portrait
Charlie.
behind us
Yes.
is currently eating his dinner because
Yes.
we're filming this late and we have a strict 30-minute time limit until we have to inject him.
Which is luckily this amount of time for the episode.
We babble.
For the episode. So we should be okay. We should be in line with everything.
I mean, we do need to open the episode by 1, commemorating the dead, but 2, stealing Linda's joke.
Told me that David is dead.
David?
Yes.
David?
Yes. She said he just died and I can't hold this in by myself.
No.
So thank you for that, Linda, for
David's
being
dead.
we're
Was she
both
referring
basic.
that, do you think?
Yes, of course she was. She literally said, David's dead. Wink, wink. She did. She did.
I
she
don't
did.
think anyone with
Well,
a
I think-
mind would watch that episode of Big Brother, would they?
Yes. We had someone on our comments saying, why are you covering Traitors Island? It's not
I
out in
saw
other
that.
countries yet. And it's like, excuse me?
You obviously don't follow our podcast because we do the Traitors as it's out in the country. I mean, we've done New Zealand. We did New Zealand like a year before it
Got
even
the
came
whole
on
of
iPlayer.
Ireland to think, to
Well,
watch, to
obviously there's
listen.
islands, but yeah, that's it. It's like it's very ignorant to think that the only country in the whole wide world is the United Kingdom. That's a lie. There's plenty of other countries. We do the American version, the Canadian version, the Australian version, not the Indian version.
Sorry, we just had this is live, it's happening. We just had a comment on one of our TikToks about David, who's dead. It
David's
was like
dead.
a boy band member. Someone has said, look up Electric Picnic Cinderella Glasses to see David from a few years ago, ...
Oh, there you go. That's something for people to do whilst listening to the podcast. Of course, you could be watching the podcast, so you might want to open up a new window on your browser and watch that while we're still babbling in the background. So we still need to carry on doing the podcast, sadly.
Yes, we do.
However, if you do enjoy listening to the podcast and you want to follow us, you can find all our information on Linktree, linktr.ee/faithful2. It's got our Instagram, it's got our TikTok, which Ben's just mentioned. It's also got all the links where you can listen or watch us on YouTube, Spotify, or any of your favorite podcast apps, including Apple Podcasts. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us on all those too. Charlie's crunching. And if you enjoy listening to the podcast and you want to help us monetarily with the podcast, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/faithful or coff.ee/faithful, where for as little as £5, you get a gold coin sent to us, and any comments you make will guarantee to be on the show. Just like...
Yeah, I'm going to go first. We've got Drama Llama 2.
Oh,
Bought some gold coins.
Mm-hmm.
Said, loving that you guys are talking about the Irish show since I've listened to your other Traitor podcasts. It warms my heart to see other countries get to see how funny and devious us Irish can be.
I think they're a lovely bunch, the Irish.
Yeah.
The only one I would say is an exception to that rule is Eamon after this episode. He's a devil.
He's just loving.
He's loving his role. Isn't it? There's always one traitor that loves his or her role of being a traitor. They just fit into it like a glove.
They're usually the ones that get axed first. So watch out, Eamon.
No, they're not. They're normally the ones who ride it to the end because they're the ones who have the plan.
Yeah, but
and then the other two
Irish
traitors,
are too smart for that.
Well, the other two traitors then try to go against them. Then it goes against them, and then they end up going. And then the one who had the original plan then stays to the end. But then they start telling the new traitors that their whole reason is they've got them on board is because they want to share the money with them. But then the new traitors they're like, well, he's already got rid of 2 of the other traitors, so do we really trust him to do it to me as well? And then they start doing the
Well, that
backstabbing.
sounds like maths.
Well, I'm just saying, it's a tale of old of time.
Yes.
Or as old as since the first series of the Traitors
Don't want to
was
repeat
created.
ourselves. Have a cheeky cup of tea, brackets, or coffee on me. Oh, there you go. You've already spent my gold coin, I see.
On a
Fun
pod.
fact, as
Yes.
an Irish person myself, I can tell you, and we've had a lot of comments that are saying this, so this will round up into all the comments, that there is a genuine housing crisis in Ireland right now. So it's both funny
is this
and accurate that most of the contestants particularly want to spend the prize money buying a house.
So we're making a joke out of a crisis.
That's what the Irish do.
Well, no,
P.S.
the Irish aren't. We're making the joke
Yeah,
out
but
of a
she
crisis.
said it's funny. I don't know if it's she or he. Drama Llama said it's funny too, and they're Irish, so we can
Okay,
say it's
we're
funny
allowed
too.
to say it then.
P.S. I
Thank
don't
you.
ride a bike to work. I walk. Also, Paul D is pronounced like Poor D.
Paul
There was also another comment saying how correct I was.
Yes.
and
by
how
chance,
wrong
more
you
than
were.
anything else. By absolute chance more than anything else. We also got a coffee bought for us, or now a gold coin, but before that a destination, way back when we did Destination X. However, and I apologise profusely, Janet, we didn't
email
spot
us.
it. And it didn't come. Well, the reason was because we didn't get an email from Buy Me a Coffee, the
very
national
weird.
brand. So anyway, we've got it now. So this may not make any sense, but Janet says, "Let's send you to Tokyo. Thanks for the fun post
That could be from Race Across the World.
dissections." It wasn't, because it was on the 29th of August.
You don't know when Janet listened to the podcast.
That's true. She
Could
might
have
be
been
just
from
catching
anywhere.
up. However,
Could have been from New Zealand Traitors, for all we know.
Janet,
but-
thank you for your message.
Yes, thank you.
We appreciate it. Oh, I almost tried phoning you there. I don't know why I did that. Carry on.
Phone you. There's also another really long message which I can't read out, but the person is on Spotify, and I think there's one on YouTube as well, where they explain geographically the situation between Baldy and Andrew, how they live in Cork and don't live in Cork and don't talk to each other. They do, you know how people, they said, we didn't know you applied for the show.
Yes.
This goes into a big, long thing about why that is probably likely, about the generation that Baldy is as a father and Andrew and where they live and all sorts and accents. So if you want to know all that, look on our comments and you'll find a big long thing which explains it all.
On Spotify. Who wrote the comment? Darcy.
Darcy on Spotify, yes.
Darcy
on the episode
blows.
1 comment. There's also one on YouTube too.
Is that from the same Darcy?
No, but I can't find it right now because YouTube has just updated their stupid thing where you can look at comments, but only ones that you like have an interact. It's just stupid.
Right.
So
Well,
I'm not doing
we're
that.
ranting here. Look,
I'm not.
let's go on. Let's move on, because
I have a new
obviously-
favourite, Niall.
Well, I wouldn't hold on to him for too long,
Well, I
because
would.
David has been, in David's words, murdered. Murdered.
I know, our little boy band. He thought this was going to be his big break back into the
We
reality.
knew he was going. I said David. Did I say David? I forgot now.
You might have. I said Mark. So,
But no, you thought you thought it would be Michelle.
no, I didn't want it to be Michelle. But I thought it was going to be, but didn't want it to be. But I wanted it to be Mark.
Mark, yeah. Michelle's in trouble as well. But David's been murdered. It's done the desired effect, which has sent a ripple in the group. Sent a ripple in the group. And some of them are now out for revenge, which is again what they all thought was going to happen. They've all reminded themselves of what David's final words were before he left, which was he mentioned Michelle and Diane's name as the traitors. If I get murdered tonight, rest assured, it's Diane and it's Michelle.
Mainly Diane was what everyone grabbed onto, though, wasn't it? From his confession. So I've just seen the thing. Fact file. What's your name? Where'd you come from?
You don't have the sound.
No. Well, I do, but it's not on there.
Ruined.
David Collins. Anyway, the thing about him being famous about his sunglasses was apparently a picture of him at a festival here, because he's posted, yes, it really is him. That's what RTE1 said. So
Well, that's what he's famous for, wearing
Well,
sunglasses with one lens in.
I need more context to this, but we'll get there eventually.
Okay.
But
Well,
by the
you
looks
know
of it,
what you-
he's into fitness, being topless on a grass field in his little trunks, gymming and festivals. So there you go. That's his fact file.
That's
of
David's fact file.
there's also in that long comment rant, by the way, someone explains why they didn't release the cast photos until like the last minute.
Right.
Because you know how we said like New Zealand, they all knew each other, the 22 strangers. Similar situation. Everyone knows each other in Ireland, and apparently they do it quite often because it's part of the fun to know if you know anyone who's going to be on a TV show last minute while you're watching.
Ah, right. Okay.
So there you go.
They do it. It's because it's a smaller population in the country, so it's more fun to know.
It's a little bit of a thing. So we're learning a lot about the Irish, aren't we?
Well, I love the Irish. Always have loved the Irish.
Isn't it also a really good setting, I find?
What
Like,
island?
Island for the traitors, I mean. Like, it's all like mossy and wet and dark.
Well, it reminds me of Scotland.
Yeah, but it's just
Both
really
are kind of Celtic, aren't
really
they?
suits it, doesn't it? Like when they did the mission, I was thinking, yes, this is really traitors. This is their forest of stones and
Forest of
language,
Illusions.
and yeah, it just suits
Did you like
the
them
show.
talking Irish as well? There was a little bit of
No, I
moment
didn't.
when they were talking.
I don't like that there's no subtitles. RTE1, what's going on?
Well, I think that was the point, wasn't it? To kind of baffle
Yeah,
the
I
other
know.
players. It was
baffled me. I have no idea what was going on during that mission, by the way.
But the idea of her speaking Irish to the whole group was it was meant to then pick out the weakness in some of the players because it was making them confused. And
Super
it did.
Ben.
It confused them a little bit. Ben
Super
didn't know any Irish.
No, he doesn't
How's he
know
super?
nothing.
Come on.
Because he said, I don't know any of this, but I'm going to go and he did.
He ran around and started leaping in the air, grabbing things from trees.
Exactly.
That makes him super, does it?
That's what he was doing.
Niall knew what he was saying.
He did.
Diane knew what they were
Teacher.
saying. There was a couple of others.
Radio
who
presenter
knew,
Diane.
Knew
I
Irish
can't
as
remember
well.
who. There's so many, it's hard to remember who, but was it Kelly or Linda? Maybe. Or Christine or Amy? One of those four. I don't know which one. But I literally had no idea what was going on during that mission.
No,
They were like translating lines. And
they kept doing weird moments when she was like going, "Is the dagger going to light?" And then they just stand there, and then nothing was happening. Like they added music for the edit on what we watched, but it must have been really uncomfortable. All of you just stood around in a circle in silence.
I mean, it was
staring.
uncomfortable for us, let alone them.
Right,
So-
but imagine it with nothing like you literally just have the sound of air and birds like just blowing in the trees while you're waiting, and then she's like, "Oh no, it's just still failed."
I think these lot are going to be a bit naff at the missions by the first two that we've seen. Like, there's a lot of waiting around. We finished it, and the presenter Siobhan's like, "Well, you haven't, but okay, let's see if you finished it." No, you haven't. Like, that's happened twice now.
Made me angry. It's like if you don't don't just kind of say like, "Oh, should we just see if we're right?"
No,
Make
they
sure
should have
that
one
you're
go.
right.
You have one chance.
Well, have one chance to get it,
Yes.
or 3 strikes. You could make 2 strikes, but on the third one, if you're wrong, then that's the end of the game. Yeah, you're right there, because they could literally. I know there was a lot of tokens, but they could have randomly just put any token on any stone and just been like, "Okay, give that a go." Okay, we give that a go. Although there's many, because you don't know which ones were wrong. I suppose there's multiple versions of completions there, so it would make it a bit difficult for you to kind of play at random luck there. But no, the game, there's like all, I mean, let's be honest, you don't watch the Traitors for the games, and if you
I
do
do.
watch the Traitors for the games, then
You're a pervert.
you're a pervert. Wow.
That's normally when they're in their athletic gear, isn't it? Anyway,
Oh yeah, and you point it out quite readily.
I don't.
So you're the pervert.
there's no evidence of that.
Rewind back 5 minutes when you were saying how super Ben was.
Oh yeah. Leave Ben alone. He's on an airplane right now on Instagram. Anyway, he's on holiday.
Is he? So you're stalking Ben on Instagram.
He's just like, I'm on Instagram now.
We've already had this discussion in episode 1 where
Caitlin
it's
says
very
hello.
weird and creepy when you date someone who has your same name.
I'm not dating anyone.
It's like when you when you see on TV like a couple and they look identical. That's what it is. If you date someone
gays
who,
always do
if you
that, don't they?
Wow.
What?
Sorry to the community that we are actually part to for Ben's comment there.
I'm allowed to say
the
it then.
gays do that, don't they?
I'm allowed to say it then.
The gays just do that. They all look the same. Lesbians make spice racks and all gays look the same.
You're not allowed to
I'm
say
just
that
saying
because you're not a lesbian.
stereotypes.
It's not a stereotype, it's true.
No, it's...
Lots of gay men couples all look the same.
Do we look the same?
No. But it's because it's a weird thing, and I'm not going to go into it.
We share
We'll
clothes.
save that. No,
That's
we
a good
don't.
thing. Yes, we do. The t-shirt
No,
I
you
wore
use my
yesterday.
clothes.
Yeah, because your clothes are really comfortable.
Yeah, well. No,
Well,
I
you-
don't have any of yours because yours are all little. 'Cause you're so skinny.
Skinny mini.
Anyway,
What are
should
we
we
gonna
talk
talk
about
about
the
for the show?
breakfast? We haven't talked about the breakfast table. Them coming in.
Well,
Did anyone slip up?
yes, Mark. Was it Mark? No, it wasn't Mark. It was Wilkin. Wilkins messed up because he
Yes.
said was.
Grammar. And
When he was
tense.
talking to Joanne before everyone had entered the breakfast table room, Wilkin turned to Joanne and said, "David was a really good player," or whatever.
Yeah.
And Joanne kind of said that as in that's past tense. Past tense would then equate to him being murdered. And how would he know he was murdered before he entered the room?
Yeah.
Ba, 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 ba.
That's going to follow him now until he's banished.
Yep,
so-
that's going to be brought up every round table.
Sorry,
until the day he's
Wilkin, but I
banished.
have no hope for you.
I feel sorry for Wilkin.
So do I.
Because I
It's
feel
an
like
easy mistake to make.
he's like he's just kind of like out of nowhere being a finger pointed at him. Like Diane at least has had a lot of whispers behind her back, and there's been a few whispers about other people, but
And
like
also-
it just came from nowhere.
And also, Paudie has messed up twice because once he was talking to Eamon and they were talking about murdering in front of people by accident, like, we'll do it tonight. And then they were like, oh,
That wasn't Paudie's fault. Eamon brought it up.
I know, but like, that's one situation. And then later on during the mission, Andrew went up to him and said, Daddy.
Again, that wasn't Paudie's fault.
No, I know.
That was
but,
Andrew.
But he's got off lightly twice now.
Well, Paudie knew that Eamon was having... We'll go back to your first accusation. Eamon was having this conversation amongst the
Judge
group
Judy, are you?
after that. Yeah, I am. I can figure
Alex
things.
Justice.
Alex, you're guilty. I'm Judge Rinder, me. Eamon was having a conversation with Paudie, after the breakfast table, and he was talking about who he was going to vote at the round table, but it sounded like he was talking about who they were going to murder at the conclave later. So that put the willies up Paul D. And then Andrew, as you said, called him Daddy, which is just brilliant.
Maybe it's an Irish thing.
No, it's
Mummy.
Again, I think it's kind of like a Celtic, not a Celtic thing, but like a lot of people in Scotland call their parents Mummy and Daddy.
Do they? I don't
I
like
know.
it.
It's because we're like down south, so we're just kind of like, Mum.
If you do Mummy and Daddy down south,
You'll get slaps.
you're just posh, basically.
That's true.
Aren't
You're
you?
considered posh, aren't you?
That's like the posh thing to do, Mummy, Daddy.
Which I think is a shame, really. I think it's quite sweet when you call Mummy and Daddy.
Or if you're the gay community, Daddy.
Well, this is the other thing I was thinking, you see. What if the group heard Andrew call Paul D Daddy, and then later on they brought Andrew...
They say, you look similar as well. So you must be in a relationship.
Yeah, exactly. Gays
do
always
that.
look the same. Gay relationships always look the same.
It's adding up.
That's it. But do you think, like, how embarrassing would it be if, like, someone said to Andrew, like, you and Paul D like an item?
No.
You called him Daddy.
In the woods. No. So that was a bit dodgy. But no, again...
His little twink boyfriend.
But no.
Paul D's
Stop
got a
that.
twink.
Andrew is not a twink
And
either.
it's his son. And no, he's not. He's not her name.
You should check out Niall's Instagram. Right.
Why
So
Niall?
isn't it funny
Niall's
that-
a teacher. I hope his Instagram isn't
Isn't
sexy.
what? Sexy?
Well, I don't know. You said you should check out Niall's
Yeah, that's
Instagram.
what I said.
Well, so you implied that his Instagram, after I called Andrew an otter,
You said a twink.
had a twink prior, and I was accusing Andrew and Paul D of having a
Right.
sexual
Very
relationship.
inappropriate for you.
No,
Three
but what
things.
was that? No, Niall, he's a teacher. He shouldn't be having naughty Instagram, should he?
I didn't say it was naughty. It's not naughty.
Well, why did you say check out his Instagram then?
So you can go look at his Instagram, everyone. What was I about to... You take me off my subject now.
Because you're saying that Niall's Instagram is naughty.
I didn't. You said that.
Naughty Instagram.
Michelle. Let's
What
talk
about
about her.
Yeah, go on
because
then. She's a kung fu master.
She is. We thought she was going to be street hardened with her kung fu, but
Well, to be fair, Nina was quite cruel.
Nina is a financial advisor, so she's very...
No, she's not. She's a funeral director.
Is it? I thought it said financial director.
No.
It's funeral director. Same thing.
You misread funeral for financial.
Yeah, I did.
God help you when you go to a bank and ask for a loan.
That makes so much more sense now, Nina. Similar job, similar outlook on life. Money. Never go out of business, funeral directors today.
No, there's always...
Apart from on Bad Girls.
There's two jobs where you'll never go out of business. Barber, hairdresser, and a funeral director. Because people always need their haircut.
And people always die.
And people always die.
You know, so she's a bit... She must... Well, you think she'd be a bit more sympathetic with her manner, but she's quite hard-faced, Nina, which she brought up round the round table, like, you need to say a name, and why have you not spoken to me? And she said to Michelle that you're unapproachable, so I've not spoken to you.
Michelle's reaction, unapproachable? I've never been called that.
I know.
That came as a shock, didn't it, to poor Michelle?
It was upsetting, but then afterwards, when Nina went up to her and said, I didn't mean that, I was just put on the spot. I just kind of said that, but I didn't really mean to say those words. I'm sorry, let me hug you. Michelle was stood there with like a cloak around her with her arms folded like a vampire. And it's like, oh, bit unapproachable, Michelle. So maybe you are a bit unapproachable. Then she then went to people that she was friends with and then
had approached prior.
Yeah, and burst into tears. So I did feel a bit bad of thinking that, but
Do you know
I said it anyway.
who else burst into tears? Vanessa.
No.
Because she was deemed the ringleader to go against Diane.
She kicked it off. She was the first to speak.
She was the first to speak. She said Diane because she looked at the floor after everyone took the blindfolds off. David then jumped in and said that her name had also been mentioned by... Sorry, David hadn't jumped in, but someone did mention
David's dead.
David's dead. David's name had mentioned her as well. And because Vanessa then said something about Nina Diane as well. God, I'm going around in circles here. Diane then jumped and said that she also thought
I
that
suspect
Vanessa.
you, yes.
Which is the classic, isn't it? Round the round table. If you get a finger pointed at you by someone, you instantly say, "Well, I think it's you then," because it's silly. You should never do that. Rule 1 of the Traitors: if you're faithful,
just deflect to someone else who hasn't mentioned you.
Exactly. Don't deflect to the person who mentions your name. But yeah, Vanessa got very upset because she was wrong. and she was a bit overwhelmed by the whole situation, even though it was quite a friendly round table, I thought.
I thought it was fairly nice, apart from evil Nina.
Apart from evil Nina.
Nasty Nina.
But when Patrick was going on his kind of like rant at one point, he was going at after Nina, actually, of all people. Patrick was going after Nina, and while they were having it out with one another, some of the other group kind of split and started having a conversation amongst themselves. So I'm presuming that they were getting a bit boring by everyone else's standards.
I know, and that was interesting, the Patrick and Nina thing, because that conversation did happen in the car. We did see it, and she did say, "Oh, I thought you were a traitor," and he said, "Oh no, I'm not, but I would have wanted to be."
Mm-hmm. And then he said he didn't say it.
Yes. So again, this is now going to go on her. But I think Nina's done that thing early on where she's now kind of made herself safe because she's spoken up a lot, and also a bit now suspicion is on her. So the traitors aren't going to go for her. She's made herself safe as long as she doesn't get banished.
She's middling in the middle. She's not too vocal or annoying that the group are going to probably banish her, but she's also saying enough to keep her in that the traitors know that if she gets banished, it looks a bit suspicious. So yeah, Nina's on the right path, I think. And Nina's not like kind of joined in with the group though as much, as well as Patrick and Mark. They've kind of splintered themselves out a little bit as well, because both Mark and Patrick also had their votes was completely devoid of what everyone else went for this episode.
Well, Mark's the only one who went for an actual traitor, wasn't he?
Mark knows Paul D, and he's gunning for him. So watch the space.
The blindfold test was Mark's basically his reasoning.
But watch the space, because Mark, when he gets discovered to being correct, the group will then idolize him. So Mark's found himself accidentally in a position where if he can stay in the game, that's to say if he does stay in the game, because obviously what they were discussing in the conclave, he could possibly be a very strong character, and he's going to have like one of the most interesting journeys. Like he's going to be offered a traitor, he's going to be not going to take it, he's going to, as soon as someone is the first one to be the traitor,
and he's already seen as trustworthy anyway. So yeah, and then towards the end, if he then turns into a traitor, people won't ever suspect him unless he really can't cope with it. But there was also a talk, and I can't remember who said it, because I'm having a bit of an issue with the female side of contestants.
Every series of Faithful to the Traitors podcast, Ben always says the same, and I know where you're heading. They all look the same.
No, they don't all look the same. But there is moments where, because one of them said, "Oh, there's lots of young girls, so one of them has to be a traitor."
I wrote it down. I can tell you who said that.
I don't know who she said it to.
You carry on talking and I'll find out. Linda suspected Kate.
Oh, it was Linda.
Because
David's
she
dead.
said that we're obsessed. She said that there has to be a traitor amongst the young girl groups.
Yes.
Because there's so many young girls, one of them has to be a traitor. So Linda was correct as well.
There was also a moment when they were in their car, and there was like 4 or 3 women. I don't know who they were, apart from... I don't know who they were, but like they were laughing, cackling, and I didn't understand one word they said. So partly Irish accent, partly I just don't know what's happening. There's no subtitles, so I missed that whole car journey joke.
Partly accent, partly ignorance,
yes,
partly rude.
Yes. So there's going to be bits that I'm going to miss on this series, I feel, because I couldn't understand what those women were saying, but they were having
those women.
Well, I don't know who they were.
Wow, carry on. I'm going to zero you this episode. Those
it was
women.
Me. No, it wasn't Nina. It was
you head
Diane.
to a hotel later to protect them.
It was Diane and 2 other people. I can't remember who, but they were cackling, having a lovely time. But I missed out on the
Stop
joke.
saying cackling as well.
Why? What's wrong with cackling?
Cackling insinuates
Camp
that they're
cackling.
witches.
There you go. No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. Witches
No.
cackle. Women laugh.
Okay, when I say cackling, I mean camp cackling, like Sharon Watts and Linda Carter on EastEnders. Have you seen that meme?
Yes, of
Camp
course.
cackling.
Yes,
Hello.
yes. Can I just say that if you want to go to
What?
buymeacoffee.com/faithful, we are
Yes.
now changing the gold coin to a shovel. So if you'd like to buy Ben a shovel to carry on digging his hole,
There is
then
no
it's
hole. I
5.
stand by what I've said.
I stand by what I said. Gosh.
Listen,
Yes.
we've got to do the conclave because we've got running out of time because the cat needs his injection.
We should
very
say
soon.
first of all that Diane went out after
Oh,
13
yeah.
votes. The bandwagon,
I love
as
Diane.
always, the first episode. Everyone always pretty much follows what everyone else does. Diane's name was pretty strong out there from the set. But second was Wilkin, and for the reasons pretty much again that was mentioned by Joanne, which was that he said was at the round table. But there was a few rogue votes. Vanessa got 1 vote, but that was from Diane, so it doesn't really count. Mark, one of the rogue ones said that it was Paul D, so he's going to keep battling. I don't look at the cornrows.
Diane's a radio presenter. That's her fact file, everyone.
And Nina was voted for by Patrick. Patrick, I just want to quickly say, it's a bit weird that Patrick's kind of gone off on his own little route too. I don't really understand why he's done that.
Yeah, but the people who go off on their own little route sometimes just do their little own game.
Yeah, but I feel like Patrick wants to stand out, but I can't figure out why. Because it's not because I don't think it's. I don't know. I don't think he's completely convinced Nina is a traitor. I just think there's more to it than that. I think that Patrick might. There's always one or two people.
She's not approachable.
One, that she's unapproachable, but there's always one or two people on the Traitors that it's a bit personal why they're voting for them. Mm-hmm. And I feel like Patrick.
Now who's throwing out accusations?
I'm just saying what I see. Mm-hmm. I am Mr. Chips, and I think that. And Roy Walker, famous Irish person. And hi, Ireland. And I think that Patrick isn't. Not in a nasty way, but he's just not clicked with Nina. And
you can't click with them all.
Well, exactly, but that doesn't mean you should vote for them. You should vote for people who you believe are traitors, not because you personally don't get on with them. And I think this series, what do you call it? War between people who don't get on with one another is Patrick and Nina. There's a potential there where Michelle and Nina might also join in. And I think Michelle and Patrick, if Michelle's not careful, she could end up ganging up on Nina with Patrick at some point after Nina's comment. I think Michelle, as much as it upset her and it was very raw at the time, I think Michelle, after a good night's sleep, if she can get one on this after this episode, she should have a rethink and maybe just kind of let Nina apologise.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. Take her cloak off, her coat off, and hug her.
Yes.
So in the conclave, Eamon and Caitlin basically took the reins here. Paudie was like, did I mess that up? Yeah, a little bit, but I think you're okay, was the reply.
Well, they said it was a good joke he made.
Yeah, so he's okay. But
he said to Mark, are you going to murder me?
And Eamon kind of said to him, well, it could be a really good move if we then kill Mark.
Because it's so obvious. It's a bluff.
It's not obvious. Double bluff.
Double bluff.
I think that's I think Eamon's right there. You could easily do that. And Paudie could easily say, well, someone's trying to frame me.
Uh-huh.
And they all believe him because he's...
I think Paudie's got more power in that group than Eamon and Kate are kind of giving him for. Because look at the way he made a very off joke. And in a lot of other times, a joke like that would go down really badly. But actually, Paudie got applause.
Yeah.
So I think Paudie's got more
Traitor
power.
wouldn't do that. Well done.
So, congratulations. I think Eamon and Kate need to be more appreciative of Paudie being part of their little trio. That's all I'm going to say.
So yeah, Mark's up for possible murder.
Niall on his Instagram page.
Niall, because he's a teacher and knows 2 languages and he's a threat.
Mainly it's because he's a big shock. Mm-hmm. But they also said that people are suspecting him, so it might not be such a good plan.
And the third one, was it Faye?
Faye.
Yeah. But
not before Andrew's name got brought up. Daddy had to quickly defend Andrew.
Caitlin keeps bringing Andrew up. She brought him up twice now.
Yeah, Caitlin wants to get rid of Andrew. And again, this is lovely. This is delicious. I love watching this.
But not yet.
Yeah, but I just love this because Paudie had to keep justifying why he doesn't want Andrew to go. And it's eventually he's either going to have to let Andrew go, daddy issues, or he's going to have to admit it. He could admit it to Eamon and Caitlin. He could say, look, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be true to you guys.
If he does that, Eamon and Caitlin are going to be like, well, let's just get him out. And they're going to kill Traitor.
Do you think it's a dangerous game?
Yes, because they'll say he is an ally. So it's not safe. So.
But Faye, I did like the way Eamon, when Kate brought up Faye's name and she said, like, you know, and she is expecting it to happen, Eamon's reply was almost just so fast and so precise. It was like, well, let's give her what she wants then. It's like, nice one, Eamon. Eamon's just brilliant. Eamon's the camp traitor and I love him for it. And I'm 100% on board.
I think they've got rid of Mark though, because he did say when they signed the thing, Eamon said, oh, this is going to be just as shocking as what David's murder was. And out of those 3, surely that would be Mark, the most shocking.
I agree. I think Mark's going to go. I think I felt like a little bit that Faye and Niall's name was almost brought up just to, because the producers have said, you know, give us 3 names so we can kind of edit it and we can do those clips of them going.
Those clips are so crap, those slow motion clips.
They're crap because they're all the same. They're not all different.
And they're really awkward. They're just not good.
We want Ben in the shower.
Who had the really funny one?
We want Andrew knocking on Daddy's door.
Yeah.
They all had funny ones.
Someone had a funny one in this episode. Was it Nick?
Oh no,
that was episode
Nick was
1.
last episode.
Maybe it was Patrick.
They're all the same though. They're all looking at the mirror,
really
and then as the
boring.
camera goes
They
by,
turn
they look
slow.
at the camera and then fold their arms like that, and it's like, oh,
More
yes.
effort needed for them, please, for series 2.
Everything else is perfect about the Irish series, and they're almost at €10,000 as well.
Yeah.
That's enough for a deposit of a house.
We can hope.
In-
Right, so before we go, if
Yes.
you wanted to get in contact with us...
So, if you want to complain about Ben's attitude toward women and gay men, then you can get in touch with us by going to our link tree, linktr.ee/faithful2. On there, it's got our Instagram, it's got our TikTok. That's what we use pretty much most. But there is other things on there which you want to follow us on. Please follow us on all of them, because then you can keep up to date with any future shows as well as future Traitor shows. You can find us on YouTube and Spotify and any of your favourite podcast apps, and don't forget to follow and subscribe on those as well, and comment underneath the video as well, and like it and ring the bell and all that guff. And if you like the podcast so much that you just want to give us £5 because you just can't resist the urge and you just want to,
Or
go to-
euros.
no, it's pounds, I'm afraid.
Okay.
Buy me a
Convert
coffee.
it yourself.
Buy me a coffee. What would that be in euros, do you reckon?
Don't know.
Buymeacoffee.com/faithful, coff.ee/faithful, and on there you can give us a gold coin which is worth £5, and as we say, it really helps with the show.
You can write a message, whatever you want, and we'll read it out
Oh,
no
yes.
matter what you say.
Guaranteed read out.
No matter how insulting it is to Alex. Right, so then we will see you tomorrow for the last one of the week, episode 3, to see who's murdered, who's banished. And until then, stay faithful.